heard his first Beatles song. Love Me Do, I think it was, and from there it didn't take him long. Got himself a guitar, used to play every night. Now he's in a rock and roll outfit and everything's alright. Don't you know? Johnny told his mama, hey mama, I'm going away. I'm gonna hit the big time, gonna be a big star someday, yeah. Mama came to the door with a teardrop in her eye.
Hey guys, what's going on? I have a fantastic knife to review for you guys today. This is the model 840 MG Mora Clipper. Let's take a look at it. Now, as I said, this is the model 840 MG, MG standing for military green, which means the coloration of the sheath and part of the knife. It's like an OD olive drab and green. Now this is the carbon steel version. They do make a stainless steel version. I forgot the model number of it. I'll annotate it in this video, however. Alright, let's take a look at this sheath. This is a molded plastic sheath, not really a Kydex. See Mora Niv stamped in there. You have a little thumb nub right there to help push the blade out with your thumb a little bit. Not really necessary, but it's nice that they added that to it. And on the back, which I really love, is a belt clip. Instead of just having a molded loop, it's an actual clip. Very strong, and it's got those little, I guess you'd call them retention hooks in there that would grab your belt or molly webbing possibly to prevent the sheath from coming out of what you have this attached to when you're extracting the blade. So very nice design. I really like that. And you can wear this as a neck knife, or like I said, put it on your belt, attach it to your to the waistband of your pants, or even your gear, whatever kind of gear you have going on that day. It does have a drainage hole at the bottom of the sheath for getting water out of the sheath, or whatever else you got going on inside the sheath that day. And also stamped on the back, made in Sweden. It's very cool. Good things come out of Sweden, guys. Alright, let's take a look at the blade. It is rather easy to extract. It is a retention sheath as opposed to a friction sheath, so it does have a retention system, but it is very easy to pull out. That thumb plate isn't even necessary. You can just pull the knife right out. Now, does the knife fall out? No. Walking around through vertical carry, it's not going to fall out. Of course, there's no way to carry it like that, nor would you want to. So the retention is fine for the intended purpose of this knife. You have this very nice, almost stone-washed looking blade. Kind of a modified drop point style blade there. On this side, you have the Mora Niv, made in Sweden, carbon steel. Now, from what I've been told, Mora uses a 1095 high carbon steel for their blades, and I'm not sure if that is correct. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I've been told, it is a 1095 high carbon steel, which you guys know has the Rockwell of about 59 to 60, which is very hard steel. I do like 1095. Same thing the SCI Zula is made of. Now, I'm not sure about Mora's heat treating process. That is what makes and breaks a blade, basically. Alright, like I said, very nice blade. You have kind of this, I don't know what you call it, a relief cut that goes all the way down to the terminating grind. So basically, you have a secondary edge right down there, or the terminating edge, which is the part that is sharpened. This portion is very high up, which makes the angle of the blade a lot more shallow, which allows you to get this knife really, really sharp, like a razor blade. Now, being a high carbon steel, this will be prone to rusting, so you just have to practice proper, knife maintenance and care. Keep this well oiled. I put a layer of Tough Glide on this blade once every about 2 weeks. Just a very thin layer. You don't need much. A little goes a long way. It is about a mid-tang. The tang stops about right here in the handle, so it is not a full tang knife, which is going to be a deal breaker for a lot of people. Not really for me, because this knife is not intended for extremely hard use. Now it has a plastic finger guard right here and a plastic cap right down here with a rubber handle, like kind of like Kraton. It has about that same texture. Very, very nice, comfortable, thick rubber grip. And it is very nicely textured with that kind of diamond plate texturing. You do have a slight palm swell here, and it is flared out on both sides. So there's a finger choil flare right there, and then a bottom flare. So you see it fits my hand perfectly. It is extremely comfortable to hold. So the ergonomics are incredible on this knife. I will say that. There is no jimping at all, but it's really not necessary. You can actually get adequate grip just from the rubber portion of the handle right here. So it is very adequate. I really do like the handle. It's very comfortable. The blade stock itself is very thin, but like I said, you don't really need this to be super heavy duty. The entire knife itself is 8 inches long, and the blade itself, the blade length, is 3 3/4 inches. So this would be legal to carry out with you just about in every state. So, but I mean, you definitely want to check with your local knife laws, but I venture to guess this would be legal to carry in most of your day packs. All right, let's talk about the price. This knife is incredibly affordable. I mean, it's practically disposable. This knife retails for about $15. This model, a few of the other models you can get for $8. Now they make several different models, so please check out some of the other ones if you're interested. This is the military green clipper, and like I said, this retails for about $15. Some websites I have seen sell these for about $8 fixed blade. I mean, that is an incredible deal, guys. This is a great, high quality, high value knife. Now, how's the edge? I found it to be fairly dull. To a lot of people, I guess it'd be adequate. I like a shaving sharp edge on my knives, but it is very, very adequate. I sharpened it up when I got this, and I have a piece of paper here. Let me see if I can do a little cutting demonstration like I know you guys love. Just regular Post-it note paper. Tore it. So how's that, guys? How's that for an $8 knife? Now, being a high carbon steel, it will hold an edge pretty long. I've noticed the edge retention to be very adequate. Definitely good enough for all your outdoor bushcraft uses. I'm gonna have to pick up a piece of paper. And yeah, as I said, you don't want to be doing some major batoning with this blade because it is so thin and it's not a full tang. But this would make a great skinning knife, maybe even a fillet knife. It would not excel as a fillet knife, but you could definitely use it to scale a fish maybe. Like I said, maybe you could fillet, but it would make an excellent skinning knife because of how sharp and thin this edge is. But just be careful not to abuse this knife, not to be trying to pry with it or do any sort of excessive bushcraft with it. But this knife is a great knife. I highly recommend it if you're looking for an affordable, mid-sized, light bushcraft knife. I mean, at about $10, let's just say 15, even at $15, this is an incredible deal for a fixed blade knife. especially being a high carbon steel blade. Like I said, I would recommend sharpening it when you receive this knife. It did not take that much sharpening. I did about 15 swipes on both sides on my Arkansas stone, and I went over it with a leather strop, and it's shaving sharp now. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this review. Definitely check out the model 840 MG clipper by Mora Knives. Like I said, check out other models if you're interested in this knife. And stay sharp, stay safe, stay prepared, and God bless. Sherman 614, peace.